Hi ladies and gentlemen, I am Sir Havoc, and in this episode we are going to look at light tanks in Himmelsdorf. Himmelsdorf is one of the banes of light tank players. It's a really difficult map to feel like you're going to get a game in light tanks, so it's going to be good to take a little look at that. The tank I'm in is the VK28.01. I call it the Light Tank Killer. I got the third mark of excellence on this one, and I've been unacquainted with it for some time. I put a crap crew in it recently, played about 50 games and destroyed my score because I moved my good crew up to my Sparpanzer. I've decided to put one of my better crews back in it, and I'm reaffirming my love for this tank. It's wonderful. So stay tuned. Let's look at one of the ways I play Himmelsdorf, and I'll be doing a few videos on Himmelsdorf so you can get a better idea of how much you might want to attack this map in a light tank. Well, as always, you are in a light tank, so why not start off with a scouting run? So, as you're moving forward, as always, you're looking at your mini-map, okay? You want to be seeing where your friendlies are going. That's your first piece of intel you need. Second piece of intel, what did I just spot? IS-8 IS. 1375. We can see there's a light tank moving up. We can see one of their tier 9s. I've now spotted the pattern 2. Okay, so we can see that there's a heavy central, IS moving to the banana road, pattern moving to the opposite road, a type 64 on the outside. Well, I'm going to take my cue from that type 64. He's the perfect opportunity for me to shoot. If you're in a light tank, you know, he would be your obvious choice. Also, he's your opposite number. So, he's the tier 6 light on their side. So if I can take him out, I've taken their version of me out. And also I wanted to have a little look down this road. You know, there's no one really looking down here, and I need to stop an attack. If I don't come here now, looking at the mini-map, the enemy lights can come straight up and around the back. So I'm in a holding position in here, and I'm not in no rush to be attacking or moving forward. I'm spotting at the moment. That's what I'm doing. The game is still young. So we've got the 1390 there in front of me in D23, and the Jagdtigers move forwards. Artie's gone to the other side, and look, there's a 1390 just appear on the map. This is my opportunity to do a bit of damage here. The Type 64's moved up in line with him. I can't tell whether I've spotted them guys or the friendly 1390 has. Well, if it was the friendly 1390, he's dead now anyway, so. Now look how I take deflections here, guys. People say you cannot deflect shots in light tanks. I do it all the time. You'll have to. There's one there. You'll have to look at my tutorial on deflecting shots. There's an angle. I forget what degrees it is, but it's an auto deflect angle. If you get it right, you deflect shots. So that's what I'm always aiming for in a light tank. Don't get me wrong. A lot of time it don't work. Down goes the Type 64, and that's how dangerous this gun is. You know. It can hit for 500 with HE. I mainly use HE. I do use heat for some targets, and I do use AP for some targets. Some of them targets where I know I'm going to penetrate with it. It just has a bit more pen than the HE, but not guaranteed to pen. Does deflect. The heat in this tank bounces a lot. Actually, you've got to be really square on with plenty of pen to spare. So I'm looking at the mini-map. The Lorraine is coming around behind me, and I've got the T43, my platoon mate James Ricketts. He's behind me, and I'm counting the shots of the 1390 now. Another deflection there. He managed to hit with the second shot. And that's 3 shots on low of. I'm counting this AMX 1390 shots here. Now I can see that the enemy have won the banana road and they've won the centre, so we're in a bit of trouble here. We've won the hill, which gives us a better strategic position, but being the most mobile tank on the side, it's now up to me to do any leg work, any of the running. The Jagdtigers come around. I'm making a presumption looking at the mini-map that he's going to shoot our tank destroyers, but he's not. He's looking towards us. So I'm going to try and put a quick shot in and then move backwards. I managed to hit him for 80 damage, and that's okay, because that's the name of the game with this tank, okay? As you can see, this is Himmelsdorf. It looks lost, but it's far from lost yet. When you're in a light tank, you've got to be thinking multiple dimensional with regards to what's going on. The cheeky 1390 gets me with a shot, but it don't do no damage. Now that was actually a deflection from an IS-8 onto my upper plate, and we'll look at that in more detail. Now let's take a look at that a bit more closer. That's the angle you can see there. Let's take a look at a different angle. Just keep a sharp eye out. Boom. Now we're going slow-mo. See, this is a light tank deflecting a shot of an IS-8. That's the line. The trace, look at the tracer there. You can see the exact angle of the bullet, and off it goes. Let's go back to the map. Now he's been tracked, and this is where my role comes in. I'm just going to peck away at him now and keep him tracked. The best thing I can do, that's their top tier heavy. I'm going to keep him out of the game. You know, I'm only pecking him for 50 and 25. I think I'll get him for 150 in a second. No damage that time, but keeping him tracked, keeping him out of the game, stopping him from using that gun. He can't hit me, he can't see me. He can see me, but he can't come forward enough to hit me. I've done him for 145 then, now he's out of the game. So now I'm thinking that they're capping. I need to come around the back of them guys and decap. All our tank destroyers are going to go head on. Now I'm looking around, there's the artillery. All our guys are on low health, and they've got an Object 704 on high health. Like literally all our guys are one shots. So now I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do here? Well, I know what I'm going to do. There's no one for me to decap there. I'm going to go and kill the RT and cap. Because if my guys die, I'm going to be just squid bait to them other guys. So that Object 704 is in a real strong position. It's backed up by the IS, and I can't see my guys winning that. So I need to take this game by the horns and take responsibility for the tank that I'm in. And light tanks are super, super important for this role. Now, I don't want this arty coming around and shotgunning me when I'm capping, so here we go. He should just be a one shot. There we go, pop. That's giving me the damage I want. You know, in a VK28.01, 1300 damage is really good going. You can have your freak games where you get really mega high damage because essentially you're hitting for up to 500 every 6 seconds if you can get them to penetrate. But the majority of the game, average damage for the tank on an average player is probably about 600-700 damage maybe. So it's the IS versus the Waffle 4 Waffen Tractor 4 our artillery. At this point I probably could have left cap and gone to him, but I figure I'm here now, I've got good damage, and I want to make sure we get the win. So let's have a quick recap whilst I'm capping, because there's a minute to go on that. I started off with a scouting run. My first piece of intelligence I react to is what my team's doing. The second piece of intelligence I react to is what the enemy team's doing. I spot the Type 64 moving up the flank and see that we've got a weakness there, so I hold that position. Then a 1390 joins him. I do the 1390 some damage and kill the Type 64. Okay, the next piece of information I react on is the fact that the enemies have broken through the centre on the banana road. It's now my time to defend. I start on a harassing roll, first of all on a Jag Tiger and then on the IS-8. When they're down, I then take the initiative because their enemy team's in a forward enough position not to get back, to go down, take out the RE and cap, and thus winning us the game. Now this is not an ace tanker game, but this is a Himmelsdorf game where a light tank won us the game. Now that IS could easily have gone on to kill that Waffle Tractor on GW Tiger P. So there we go with that. We'll move on to the post-game stats. You can see it's a first class ace tanker badge. Got some of your normal medals, but also got an invader medal, shell proof, fire for effect. I think the other one was bruiser. So the VK28.01, 1363 damage for just over 1000 base XP. Got 100 invader points, 680 block by armor. Now, that's what I like about this tank. You know, you can get them hero blocks, so look out for them. So don't forget guys, if you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a like and a subscribe if you haven't already done so, and maybe even a good comment down below. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't go anywhere because there's links to some more of my videos coming up right now.